And we don't stop there. From Guardians walk-offs to Cavs buzzer beaters, we've got takes hotter than overtime. So gear up, Cleveland, because this ain't your average sports show. It's the best doggone podcast in the land.
Hello, Heather. Good evening and welcome to the best. How are you this evening?
I don't know.
I don't know. We are all. If for anyone who doesn't know, well, first of all, welcome to the best doggone podcast in the land with Ethan and Heather. Heather, I love the Care Bear shirt.
Yeah, it's got the tacos on it. So I missed Taco Tuesday yesterday. So I thought, you know what? I'll go ahead and add it now.
I think that's great. That is just fantastic. So for folks who don't know, we are on a different platform here. This is still part of the Fanatical Elves Network, and we are now using a different program. So it's a little bit of a trial by fire here. So really appreciate everybody's patience with that, and so glad that we are able to be here with you this evening. Heather, have the rains stopped there, or are they still? I don't even know.
Yeah, it's weird. It looks like it's going to. It's like sun and then hazy and then sun and then hazy. So right now it's okay. The storm inside my house hasn't stopped because work is it's keeping me busy. my
Yeah,
daytime job, my pay job.
I know. See, the problem is this really needs to be the paying gig, right?
It does. It does. This should be fun. This should be the fun, like paying. And my real job should either that or my real job needs to pay me a whole lot more.
Right. Bingo. That is
Mm-hmm.
bingo exactly there. Ah, yes, Mike. Thank you very much for tuning in again. As always, he's
We
noticed
flip
it
sides.
flipped us. It flipped us. I
Yes,
don't understand what's going on here. I am
it
I'm
did.
a little bit
It did.
confused by all this. Well,
I'm all the
we're gonna do.
I'm what is it? I from Saturday Night Live. I'm all verklempt or whatever
You're
it
all
was. What did
I'm
she?
all verklempt. I'm all
I'm all
verklempt.
verklempt.
Exactly. Talk amongst yourselves.
Talk
Um,
amongst yourselves.
exactly. Have some coffee. We'll talk.
Yes, have some
All right,
coffee.
folks. Oh my goodness. Well, you know what? I'm here. I'm here. We're here. I'm gonna make some folks happy, or at least try to. That's the best I can do here. Um, and we're gonna. This is unfortunately we're gonna have to do an abbreviated program this
We
evening.
are, we are, and that's my fault, guys. I promise I'll get us back on track. But like I said, my daytime job is killing me. It's killing me, Smalls. You're
It is.
killing
It
me,
is.
Smalls. It
No,
should be,
no,
Mike.
come on now, Mike. Come on now.
Right,
Hey,
right,
Mike, are you going to pay us? Are you going to pay us, Mike? Because when you start paying us, then we can talk about it being our top
right,
priority.
right,
All right.
exactly.
So in the world of in the world of sports here, oh goodness, I wasn't even going to go into this right away. You're recovered from the Okoro trade.
I
I don't know
haven't
about that.
recovered from I'm smiling on the outside, but I'm broken on the inside. I haven't recovered, and I'm not going to recover from this one.
Okay, so that's a
Too
fair
soon,
question.
Mike. Hashtag too soon.
Okay, so I do have a question for you though. Then, um, you know, we saw so Isaac Okoro has moved on to the Bulls, and the Cavs make the trade. They bring in Lonzo Ball,
Mm-hmm.
and the question is just in general: do you think, as a basketball move, um, not from an emotional standpoint, but from a basketball move, this is something that, and Ty Jerome departed as well. Do you think that in theory this could help make the Cavs a better team going forward?
Don't think it makes them worse. I don't think it makes them better. I don't think it makes them worse.
Right.
Honestly, like, okay, from an emotional standpoint, the whole thing reeked for me. If we had gotten anybody other than a Ball brother, then maybe I would have been a little bit less like broken about it. But he's number one, he's always hurt. He is always hurt. And I was more upset about Ty Jerome, how we offered Sam Merrill $105 million, and we didn't even offer Ty Jerome anything. So from an emotional standpoint, the Okoro trade wrecked me because it was my favorite player for that dummy. I don't like him. I don't want the circus that surrounds them. I don't want his injuries all the time. Maybe if he stays healthy, I don't know. But it was the Ty Jerome that really, I didn't like that at all. I don't understand that.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the Ty Jerome, but I think it was a matter. They talked about it on the local sports radio about kind of what they had to balance, who they could keep in the mix, and they decided to
Sam
go with.
Merrill, though, like they paid him king's ransom.
Yeah, I mean, I, I
Well,
hear
you
you.
can't leave him wide open if he's not on the court, if he's in street clothes.
Right, and that's his biggest problem. It's the biggest if as part of that
Right.
is Lonzo Ball staying healthy. If he does, he provides a little more size and a little bit better ball handling. That's really the key here. They got to do something to get over
Right.
the hump. And I mean, I was going to bring up the whole idea of like, hey, if it would get you over the hump and you traded two pieces of the core four and you brought back LeBron James, if you somehow magically worked that and it guaranteed a championship, would you take that?
I would do that for a guaranteed championship. I mean, that's
Okay.
essentially what we did back in 2000, and it would have been 14, I think, 2014, when he came home.
Right.
And it was, listen, everybody has a price, and we had a price. We sold our soul. We were so mad at him. We hated him. And then when he came back, the prodigal son returned, and if it meant getting another championship, but as long as it meant keeping Donovan, because I want Donovan to get that ring,
Yeah.
and I actually like Donovan and Mobley are who I would want to keep, because that's who I want to see. Yeah, and Larry Nance Jr. is he's a bench player. I like Nance. I mean, just from an emotional standpoint, like, you love the guy, right? He's a Cav. He's a Cav.
Yeah, through and through.
Blood.
Yeah, absolutely. It is through and through. I heard him talking about how even when he was from afar, as he's been away the past couple of seasons, he was always watching the Cavs and kind of rooting for him. I love the guy. Love him for that.
So do I. Yeah.
It is good. It is good times there.
Yes.
So first of all, Heather, did you ever find out the conclusion to your exciting poll about Jurassic Park?
Yes. So it was, hold on, let me pull it up. It just closed before we got on here.
Right.
So the overwhelming consensus was that yes, they would go to Jurassic Park. It was 64%. So at one point we were at 68%, but there were some no votes in there, and it was pretty healthy. There were 237 votes. So I just started watching Jurassic Park again.
Okay.
So I needed to know, like, what would everyone do? So Ethan, I think you said you would not go.
No, absolutely. Okay. But I did make the caveat of this. So, like, if you said, if I was trying to impress somebody, so if I'm trying to impress you, I would go. I mean, it's just how it is. I guess that's the
right. Like, that's the cool thing, right?
I can't say that I would be like trying to look scary. Like, no, I'm in.
And I'm excited, and I love this.
Oh, this is the best. Yeah, it is good time. So I think that really is the key for most people is like, look, if you got a motivating factor, you're going to go.
You're going to go. Yeah.
I'm going to toughen
what's
out.
My motivating factor then? I'm just insane. Like, I'm not a dummy, but I'm insane enough that I would totally go. And I would think in my head, all those warnings that I heard, totally fine. It's not going to happen to me. Stuff like that doesn't ever happen to me, even though there are 6 movies that say otherwise.
Everything, it's the classic horror movie too. It's like, right. Don't go in there.
Right.
And you know what's going to happen.
Like, there's always the running car that never works. Like, the first sign of trouble, I'm out of there.
I agree. I'm right with you there. I'm right there with you. Now, I had another assignment for you. And guys, we are going off the rails here tonight, but I think we need that every once in a while.
We do. I really could use this today because it's been a taxing week. It has been a really trying week. You know a little bit about what happened. So it's been a trying week.
All right. So I'm going to share a screen here, and we're going to have a little. Now, I sent you a link, Heather, about the superstars, because you said you did not know who the superstars were.
I don't know who the superstars are. Like, I never knew who they were. So
Have you never been to an Akron Rubber Ducks or previously the Akron Arrows games?
No, I haven't been to. No, I haven't. The only minor league I've been to the Mahoning Valley Scrappers and the Lake County Captains. So that's
Oh,
it. I haven't been to a Clippers game. I haven't been. Yeah.
and thank you. And I'm glad
Yeah,
you
I have
enjoyed the
mine.
most.
I have mine. Mine's in the wash because I actually wore it last week. So
All right. Hey,
yeah,
whatever. It's good stuff. Thank you, Mike. We appreciate it. We're going to
yeah.
expect plenty of orders for these. And then when we have enough that I can order them at a discount, then we'll do so. But
Yes, then we'll get some. Yeah, but no,
we'll
I
get
don't
some.
know who the superstars are. No.
I don't know. See, I was a big fan of like Harry Canary. This guy.
Like Harry Canary, like Harry Carey is a legend. Let's be honest here. I mean,
Absolutely.
everybody knows who he is.
All right, so he's 9 feet 3 inches tall. He weighs 1,998 pounds. I mean, hey, if you were a hot dog, would you eat yourself?
Did you eat
I'd put
yourself?
brown mustard and relish on myself. I'd eat myself. I'd be delicious.
Oh my God. If you don't know, you have to Google Will Ferrell as Harry Carey. Please,
Yes. Oh my
please.
God. See,
Yeah.
that is so
Yeah.
awesome. And they've added so many characters. Now look at this. Look at this. We got LeBron James.
LeBronco James.
And
So I have a funny story about that. Okay, it's
Okay.
not LeBronco, but it is. So my friend's daughter, she used to, when she was little, she loved the Cavs, right? It was when
Okay.
LeBron was back, and she had a Build-A-Bear that had a Cavs jersey on, and she used to, she used to like to play for sale stuff. So she comes over, she's holding her Build-A-Bear, and she says, perhaps you would be interested in the LeBron James bear. So we call him LeBron, because that's his name now. It's LeBron James. Yes.
We got LeBron James.
I got LeBron James. We are going off.
You know exactly what I'm talking about there.
I know exactly what you're talking about, LeBron James.
Yeah, the amazing stuff there. Look, Ken Giraffe Jr.
Not a fan. Totally not a fan.
Not okay.
He was opposing.
What about
Manatee Ramirez? Two of my favorites. So manatees, I love manatees. And when I was little, when I was younger, most girls had Tiger Beat. Like they had Jonathan Brandis and Mike Vitar on their walls and all the singers. I had Indians players because they were the Indians at the time. And Manny Ramirez was my favorite. I had a Manny Ramirez clock. I had Manny Ramirez, everything. I was obsessed with him.
Wow.
So that one has to be my favorite, Manatee Ramirez.
Oh, that is awesome. Yeah. I mean, some of these other guys, but the creativity to come up with
I know.
are amazing.
They are.
Oh, look at this. They have another Peyton Manatee.
Oh, Peyton Manning. No, I mean, in all fairness, Peyton Manning's forehead is as big as listen to me talking about people's foreheads when that's all I get.
Look at this. I didn't even. Yao Flamingo.
Wow. Yep. Okay.
That's awesome.
That doesn't look quite like a flamingo. That kind of look, but never mind. We won't go there.
Oh no, Heather,
wow.
come on now.
Okay.
Oh my.
We took a hard left turn.
It did take no pun intended either. Their hard left turn.
No, maybe we should talk about sports.
Okay.
Tommy the swordfish. Okay, that's creative.
It is. All right. So I know I veered us off in a different direction.
No, it's okay.
I felt like that was some necessary comic.
It was
necessary comic relief here, guys.
Yes, Manatee Ramirez. He's my guy.
Manatee Ramirez. Speaking of Ramirez, the MLB All-Star break is coming up, and the Guardians were supposed to be represented by Jose as starting third baseman and Stephen Kwan, a reserve outfielder. If you didn't happen to catch it as you were busy working your butt off, Jose has stated, they've announced he is not going to appear or participate in the All-Star game in order to rest and heal up so he can be better for the rest of the season. I guess in general, your first thought about Jose not participating and just the idea in general of a player, what's the deal? Why participate if you're injured?
I did catch that. He doesn't have anything to prove. At this point, he's been in the home run derby, he's been in the All-Star game, and he's had good All-Star games. everybody knows who he is, so he's not trying to prove anything at this point. And I think that it was surprising, but we don't know. We don't know what's going on personally with him. We don't know if maybe it's not a physical injury, maybe it's a mental injury. And he needs a little bit of time away. He needs to take that vacation and get that, because it is a grind. And yeah, they're playing a game, but it is a grind. So you don't know, and they suck right now. They are hot garbage right now. So that could be taking a toll on him too. So you just don't know what they're going through. So I don't really ever have a problem with that.
Right.
Sit out. He doesn't have anything to prove.
No, absolutely not. I'd rather he sit out and get
So would
healthy
I.
for the second half of the season, because I believe it was a couple years ago in Los Angeles when they had the All-Star game. I think he was hurt there or hurt right before, and he played through it the whole season. And
He does. He did. He powered through it. And we
he's
didn't know how bad it was.
exactly. He's absolutely amazing. And I think if
Yes.
anything has proven from like the NBA playoffs and what we saw, um,
Yeah.
you get injured and it's not about being a tough guy. Did read on here somebody who pointed out maybe it was like a sprained wrist in March, then getting, something else with maybe an ankle. He got hit in the arm last week by Gossman. And yeah, Mike, I think that's part
Yeah.
of it, but
Then
it's
hit
only
by
a
pitch.
piece of it. Yeah, getting
Yeah.
hit by the pitch. It's a bunch of things. And you know what? I'm fine with him not doing it. The whole All-Star thing.
Matter. The All-Star game for baseball doesn't even matter that much. And what it is, it's death by 1,000 paper cuts. So one thing one thing on top of another, on top of another, on top of another. So it just adds up. So I'm totally okay. And I wanted to go back. We were talking about I don't want to veer us off course, but I meant
Go
to
wherever
ask
it
you.
leads us.
Yeah, we were talking about the NBA and injuries, and I wanted to ask you this. Do you think Halliburton being out for all of next season had anything to do with Miles Turner deciding to sign with Milwaukee?
And I'm going to ask a question back to your question, um, because my brain is not working here. I have this all pulled up. Did he sign as a free agent or was he traded?
Oh, he was a free agent. He
He was
signed as a
okay.
free agent. Yeah.
It probably.
And
I gotta say,
so well, they're
probably.
coming out now, and they're saying
Yeah.
that Turner's agent wouldn't even meet with the Pacers front office. Yeah. They were not interested in anything that the Pacers had to offer. So they couldn't do a counter or anything. And
Yeah.
so that was it. That was all she wrote. Like, he wanted to go to Milwaukee, and I'm not sure if Milwaukee was his first choice, but he wouldn't even listen to anything that the Pacers had to say. So I'm curious if, like, how that relationship crumbled so fast, because
I don't know. That's a very interesting question. He probably saw the writing on the wall. I mean, all next year's a wash. They are
it is.
hosed
It is.
next year.
Without Halliburton, it would be like us playing without Donovan.
Right, exactly. It's
Yeah.
no good. But yeah, so as a free agent, I think he did probably see Halliburton being out, and he's like, I want a chance to win. The East is actually pretty wide open. That's why the Cavs are really in a great position.
Now, I said this last year with, the absence of not knowing how good the freaking Pacers would play in the postseason. But, with the Halliburton injury, I still don't think that, yeah, does Milwaukee become better? Yeah. Do I think that
However,
Lillard,
Lillard,
well, Damian Lillard, though, is in the downswing of his career
and
too.
he's
He's played
going to be out most of
107
this. He's
years.
going to be out most, if
And
not
he's
all.
had some pretty serious injuries.
He is.
Like, he had the blood clot. He's had some serious injuries. So I think that that didn't surprise me, Dame, being cut. Like, I wasn't, because he's still good, right? But he's not Dame time. Like, he's not who he used to be. And you had to pay Miles Turner, $500 million a year. So
Well,
someone had to go.
Right. I mean, the fact that it's such a big joke that Jimmy Haslam paying someone to not play or to stay away. It's hilarious. Just,
I know.
but I think that Miles Turner is a younger, better version of Brooke Lopez.
Yeah, but he shite the bed in the Eastern Conference Finals and in the finals. He didn't, I mean, he played lights out against us, but he didn't exactly have his best games in the conference finals or in the NBA finals. So, is he good? Yeah, he is good. I mean, I'm not going to argue that. No. But does Milwaukee become an instant finals contender? I don't think so. I still think maybe it's the homer in me, but I still think it's the Cavs to lose because we still have our core. So
Exactly. No, I think we are in fine shape. There are going to be
so do
some
I.
teams, though.
So do I. I'm
They're
still
gonna.
sad about Isaac, but
I know.
Okay, but listen, I'm also not stupid enough to think that he added anything to the team. Okay, I love the guy, but he
Aw.
wasn't exactly, he's not gonna make you a championship contender. Okay, so
Well,
you know,
it doesn't make it any hurt any less. Doesn't make it hurt any
it
less
doesn't
when
make
your
it hurt
favorite
any
players
less.
go.
And I promise you, I will have an Isaac Okoro jersey. I will have a Bulls Okoro jersey. And Lana and I have already talked. We will be at that game and we will be behind the bench. I will be sitting behind the visitors bench. And I don't care. Come at me. I love Isaac. I still root for the Cavs. I'll still cheer for the Cavs, but I'm gonna be there to support my guy. So
All right, now that's a very interesting thing that we will have to get into at another time here. And
yeah.
I don't understand why my computer and everything is on do not disturb, yet somehow the phone call starts ringing through, and I'm really not happy with that. But that's okay. I disabled it
That's all
quickly
right.
here.
It didn't interrupt us, so we're okay.
Well, that is good. That is good. Okay, let's do this. I'm going to take just a 2-second break
Yeah.
here for a word from our sponsors. You are tuned in to the best doggone podcast in the land with Ethan and Heather here on the Fanatical Elves Network. And welcome back, everybody, to the best doggone podcast in the land with Ethan and Heather. Thank you so much for being here with us. Okay, so out of the NBA, NCAA football around the corner. I know that's your jam.
No, we're gonna have football in a month, you guys. Football is going to. I mean, we are into the second week of July, really, and I have my training camp tickets. I have my tickets to the second Ohio State game of the year.
Oh,
So I'm super excited. Like
so you're going
I'm
to see them
so
against
ready.
Grambling State.
Yes, the powerhouse of Grambling State. Listen, I always pick the worst like game that I can because I'm not trying to pay $2,000 a ticket to sit in C deck. Like I'm just not doing it. I'll watch it from
No.
home and be stressed at home. I don't have to I don't want to go to the shoe and be worried we're gonna lose. Lana and I were at the Nebraska game last year. That was
Oh,
stressful. Good
that was
God.
way more. That was way more stressful than it needed to be. Did
It
you
was.
see? Did you see the early odds from
Mm-hmm.
FanDuel for the national champions? I mean, it's pretty clear, who the best teams are. But do you have any thoughts about, I guess, what they came up with or who their odds-on favorites were? And I don't know why I can't find the stupid thing.
No, so listen, one thing that last year kind of taught me, and normally I'm an odds person. Normally I'm like a favorites person. If you had asked me last year, I would have said Ohio State, easy. We would have gone undefeated. And then I honestly, I would have had Alabama doing a little bit better than what they did. I would have had Texas doing a little worse than what they did. So I think that anything that we know, we don't know. We don't know what we think we know. And I did a poll on who they thought that the of the list of quarterbacks that I did, who the odds on Heisman favorite would have been. And it was overwhelming for Arch Manning. I am going on record. Listen, do I think that Arch Manning is good? Yeah, I think. But guys, we haven't seen enough of him. He has not played a meaningful, not really, a meaningful snap in 2 years. He's been playing behind Quinn Ewers. Now, Sark is a really good coach, and I think he's going to be fine, but I'm not ready to say that he's going to come out and he's going to take the college football world by storm. I'm not there yet. And that's not me being a homer. I'm not even ready to say that Julian Sayin is going to do that. And he was a 5-star. Like, he was heavily recruited by Bama. You don't know. You haven't seen them in game time situations. And in fact, what we've seen of Arch in game time situations hasn't been good.
Not really.
Good. Not really.
It hasn't. So not only does FanDuel currently have Texas as the betting favorites, the plus 500 to win the national championship, they also have, as of yesterday or the day before, Arch Manning tops in the Heisman odds. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
And honestly, like, okay, do I think that Jeremiah Smith is going to be the Heisman winner? No, probably not, because it's a quarterback's award. And if a quarterback doesn't win it, it's going to be a running back, most likely. Do I think that Jeremiah Smith will be in New York? Yeah, I do. I think that he is going to be in New York. Do I think that it's going to be Arch? No, I don't. I just don't. I don't know. I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying he's not going to be good. I'm saying that I'm not ready to hand him the Heisman and hand him the national title.
No, absolutely not. I feel like Garrett Nussmeier's got a lot of miles. He's played in a lot of games. Cade Klubnik as well.
Yeah. I think that Nussmeier, of all of, that's who I would have voted for in my poll, in my own poll, Nussmeier.
I think that's a good bet. I couldn't even believe in FanDuel they had Julian Sayin as the 6th best odds.
And again, I love Ohio State. They are literally tattooed on my body. I have Denzel Ward's name.
And I was going to ask you about that in a minute. I
can tell the story to close us out if you want, but I think that we could go another 10, 15 minutes if you want. But I love Ohio State. I am not ready to give an unknown quarterback. I'm not ready to put him up there yet. Now, where I think that Sayin is going to have the edge over an Arch Manning is we have the best wide receivers. Mark my words, Carnell Tate is going to have a breakout year this year. He is. He's going to have it, because you can't double cover Tate. You can't double cover Jeremiah Smith. You're going to have to leave one of them wide open. And I almost wonder if that's why Jeremiah Smith, he creates separation like no one I've ever seen. But Emeka Egbuka got a ton of attention because Jeremiah Smith was an unknown. And I think that's where Ohio State does well, is they have 2 wide receiver ones lined up on both sides of the field.
Oh, they have been so tremendous at the wide receiver position. They have had a just a wealth of
yes, they have.
It's
yeah. I mean, you look and you've had wide receivers transfer out and go and be unbelievably successful at other schools.
Yeah,
because they're wide receiver ones.
Yeah,
like maybe not so much.
Fleming.
I don't even want to speak. I don't want to speak ill of him though, because of that accident and everything. I'm not speaking ill of him as a person. Just
as a player, he didn't really. And that's the other team that's listed on this list is Penn State. Is James Franklin going to James Franklin it up?
Here's what baffles me. Getting our defensive coordinator, what's his name? Knowles.
Sure. No, not Schwartz.
Yeah, Knowles.
Yes.
Yeah, it's Jim. We have the Jims. Listen, getting Jim Knowles is a steal. Jim Knowles, I will never say anything bad about that guy. With his talent, he is a very, very, very good defensive coordinator. However, thanks, Brad.
Yeah, thank you, Brad.
However, defense was never Penn State's problem.
No,
defense
not
has
at all.
not been their problem. So, like, what did they do? They went out and they beefed up their defensive coordinator. Congratulations for making a very good defensive unit, very good. Like, congratulations. Defense is not your problem. Offense has always been their problem. So do I think Penn State got better bringing Jim Knowles on? I do not. I don't. I still wonder if Aller, is it Aller? I call him Aller. I think it's
It
Drew
is.
Aller.
It's Drew Aller. I've heard
Okay.
some say
I've
Allar,
heard
but
some people say,
it's
yes,
Aller.
I've heard people say
It's
Aller,
Aller.
but I'm like, I thought it was Aller. So Aller is going to be good, but I still don't think he's going to be great. He doesn't have his tight end anymore. Tyler Warren was his go-to. Like, that was his dude.
Now, absolutely. His best friends is the running game.
Mm-hmm.
His best friends is his running game because he's still got, Singleton?
He does.
And,
he does. Right.
And that's going to be what carries them. I think he's actually got some skill, but he's not been able to showcase it. And that's kind of.
No, I agree. He's going to be one of those ones that goes into the NFL. I think everybody that watches him can see that he has that raw talent and he has that ability. He just doesn't have the talent surrounding him. And I think he's going to be fine in the NFL, but I don't think it's going to translate to a Heisman or a national title. I just don't.
Yeah, and there
No, and that's it, Mike. They can't. And that's a James Franklin problem.
It is. It absolutely is.
When you lose that many, like we could have said that, and we did say that about I have like some timers today. Who's our coach? I don't even know who our coach is right now.
Which
the Ohio State's coach.
Ryan Day. That's it.
Oh yeah, Ryan Day. Yeah, I can't think today. I'm
it's
thinking
okay.
of PowerPoint. I'm thinking of PowerPoint presentations and staffing graphs. So Ryan Day, we could have said that, and we did say that about him last year. That he couldn't, like, Michigan was his Achilles heel, and he was never going to get over that hump in the playoffs. And losing to Michigan was the greatest thing that had happened to him because we played, I love saying we, like I'm out there. We played free.
You carried them.
Oh yeah, obviously it was my spirit. We played free in the postseason, in the playoffs. Ryan Day, he had pretty much lost everything. When we lost to Michigan, he had already lost. So what else did he have to lose? So I think that that's the difference between a Ryan Day and a James Franklin, is that Ryan Day took that and he took it personally, and he went out and got with the coaching staff, and they had a game plan and they executed it. And you could see how Day had the whole team. I just don't think that James Franklin is ever going to be able to get there.
I don't think between his coaching and not having as good of players as Ohio State's and others, it's difficult to overcome.
Right.
But we're going to have a lot of fun. I cannot wait for football season.
I can't wait for football season.
Ohio State? I mean, I think this is a pretty easy question for me to tell what your answer is going to be. Are you more excited for Ohio State football and NCAA football or the NFL?
I'm way more excited for NCAA football. Not even just Ohio State, because last year is obviously when I started doing the podcast, and I started with the college football, and I'm now more than ever. I almost equate it to like playing fantasy football. Yes, Mike, I would lose to Michigan every year if it meant winning a national title. Absolutely. Like, it's not even a question.
Changed.
Yeah, and Michigan fans are always you guys lost to Michigan. Yeah, we won a national title. So, and ours doesn't have an asterisk by it. So, but I'm more to answer. Yeah, it just matters more. It just means more. I'm more excited for the college season because I equate it to fantasy football. Doing the podcast, I'm watching every game. I'm looking at all of the players. I'm studying not just Ohio State and their opponents. I'm looking at, marquee matchups, and I'm even looking at some of the better schools in the lesser divisions, because that's what it's getting me all excited.
No, it's awesome. It is so
Gets me
awesome.
Juiced.
I love it. I do love that. Now, all right. Well, let's close out with this. I want to hear you went first of all. You went to the David Njoku charity
Yes.
softball game. You got to go with lots of our friends here, and
Yes.
I'm jealous. I'm jealous I wasn't there. I got to be honest. I missed out, but I'm not upset that you had crummy weather. No, just kidding.
No, we actually didn't have crummy weather though.
Well, wasn't it raining like all day?
It rained all day, and it rained on the way when we were there, and it rained when we got there. And then like 30 minutes before the game, maybe like 45 minutes before the game started, it stopped and the sun came out. And it was like perfect temperatures. It was like God said, you know what, Cleveland, you've been through enough. We're going to go ahead and give you a good night here. So
that is awesome.
Yeah. So it was really, really, really unexpected what happened. So it's been a joke. Let me just set it up. I'm a storyteller, so I'm not going to give you the Cliff's Notes version here.
You have
so
the
it's
floor.
been a joke. It's been a joke with us, with me and Lana and Kim for probably like 3 or 4 years, because Denzel Ward played for Ohio State, plays for the Browns, and cornerback is my favorite position. So I kept saying, I'm going to get a Denzel Ward tattoo. I'm going to have him sign my leg, and then I'm just going to get it tattooed. And I've been trying to meet him for like 3 or 4 years. And it's just never worked out. I've had a chance to meet players. He's just never been there. So Lana and Kim and I were on the main concourse, and Kim gets a call from her friend who happens to work for the organization, who happens to run the organization. And Kim gets a chance to go backstage or back in the locker room. And we understood. It was her friend. We couldn't go. So she sends me a picture of her and Denzel Ward. And I can't say what I said to her, but I did not call her. I'm like, you. And she starts laughing. And she said, I told Denzel that you wanted him to sign your leg and you were going to get it a tattoo of it. And he thought I was joking. And I said I wasn't joking. So he said, we'll get her back here. And I was like, excuse me? Excuse me? So we ran down there, and she's like, tell the guy in the white. And I'm like, he's not going to believe me. And he didn't believe me. So I texted Kim. Denzel Ward personally came out and said to the security guard, he's like, they're with us. And I was like, that's Denzel. So we walk in, and he's taking pictures with kids, and finally he comes over to me, and he's like, all right, let me see where I'm supposed to sign this. So I lifted up my pant leg, and I have an Ohio State helmet tattoo on my leg. And I'm like, I want you to sign it right here. I said, and then I'm going to get this tattooed. And he's like, wait, you're going to get this tattooed? I said, yeah. And he, all of a sudden, he's like, Mom, he's like, come over here.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah. So he gets his mom comes over, and now I'm thinking, oh my God, his mom is going to think I'm this like psychotic fan. And I told her, I said, I promise I'm not a stalker. I said, I'm just a really like big fan. So all of a sudden now he's got his friends over. He's got a photographer over there, and he's on his hands and knees, and he's like measuring it out. So I don't know if I think I might've sent you some of the pictures, but so I get him to sign it, and he's really nice. His mom is talking to me, and we met a bunch of other players. We met Martin Emerson, we met Cedric Tillman, we met, I cannot remember, a couple of the other.
Did you meet any of the rookies?
We did not meet any of the rookies. They were not back there.
Okay. There. But at least Deshaun Watson wasn't there. He didn't show up, thankfully.
He was not. He was supposed to be there, but he was not.
Thank goodness.
So
go ahead.
Yeah. So yeah, thank God. So the next day, so I get a hold of the guy that does my tattoos. I message him immediately. I'm like, you've got to, because this isn't Sharpie on my leg. Like, can you see me? He sees me the next day, sign it, and I post it, and I tag Denzel, and I posted it on Instagram and Twitter, and he really didn't respond, but he must have picked it up, because all of a sudden my phone is getting blown up. Lana and Kim are like, Denzel just reposted you. Like, they're just so excited. Yes. They were so excited. So he posted me. And then a couple of hours later, he posted my tattoo again. So he posted it twice that day. So it was like, for me, is it stupid and silly that I got some player's name tattooed on my leg? Yeah, probably. But tattoos are about the meaning behind it, and what a fun story I'm going to have for the rest of my life. Like, it's just such a fun story, and I'm never
Yep,
not going to be an Ohio State or a Browns fan, so.
exactly. No,
And
that
if he does
that
something stupid or illegal, it's really easy to cover up. I could just cover it up. It's not a big deal.
oh, there you go. I
Yeah,
gotta say, of all the uh tattoo stories, that's a pretty good one. That
it
is
was fun.
one. No, that is absolutely amazing. Like I said, envious that you guys were there. I mean, I only got Denzel to sign a baseball, a card for Jacob last year. Um, it doesn't quite equate to a tattoo, nor the
I'm
personal experience, but
Yeah,
it,
that's what it meant to me. It was that personal experience. I think I might have
yeah,
the I can't let me see, because it was the funniest thing how he was down there. Let me see if I
I
have,
saw
yeah.
it. No, I remember the post, and folks, if
Oh,
yeah,
I have the glare. The glare is not gonna it's not
oh
gonna let me. So
no,
I'll post it again. Yeah, it was just it was a lot of fun. Like it's just a really good story.
it is. Now, you know what's not a good story? Let me tell you this because I want to make you laugh here. So when I was up in Ohio in April and we went and we had lunch and we got to do the podcast together, did I share with you the terrible school pictures that I still carry around on me every day?
No, you didn't share this with me.
Okay, well, first of all, these are various ages of my school pictures, folks. I'm going to share this up, and hopefully this shows up well. So let's see. Can I figure out the dates are starting to wear off here, but I'm pretty sure this is kindergarten.
My God. I love that. I love that.
Okay, this may have been. I'm thinking now. This is what was really sad today because I think this is my first grade picture, and I saw this, and I'll tell you why it's sad.
Okay.
Do you see the
Okay.
same mad face, like upset and
Yes.
shitty
Yeah.
face? I
Yes.
walked by
Yeah.
the, pardon my French, but I walked by the mirror and I saw my face and I saw that and I was like, that looks oddly familiar. And I pulled it out and there it was. So we'll leave you on a high note here. Just this, they made me look at the camera too
Change.
long and I started tearing up and it made my,
Some things never change. I mean, you know what? Consistency is key.
yes, I take terrible pictures. That is the consistency right there. That is the consistency there. Um, and so yes, and Mike, to your question, um,
He
Heather
did.
has
He did retweet it. I'll post it, Mike. It's actually on my. I mean, you might have to go like as I post. I haven't posted as much lately. I haven't been on as much
and that
lately.
is okay.
But I posted it. I actually posted the healing piece of it. Yeah, the depression of being a Browns fan.
That
You
that was
knew, you
yeah
had foreshadowed.
yeah
So yeah, so Mike,
wow
I did post it, but Denzel Ward has it in a video, like it's in a video
yes
montage of him signing, and then my actual tattoo is on his as well. So it's on Instagram, it's on
you're
Twitter, what
famous.
X or whatever, and then I posted it too. So
You're just famous out there. People are like, hey, who's that leg belong to?
well, we're going to training camp, so the goal is to get Denzel's attention and show him how it's healed, because it's healed really
I,
nice. So
I think that is fantastic. So, did you get more? I know that this was a whole project to get tickets. Did you get more than one date?
no, we got 2 dates. So we were
Okay,
all
okay.
trying. Yeah, we got 2 dates. So we're going on a Saturday, and then I don't know what the other date was. I'm just showing up. Like,
You're
just
just
tell me when
hey,
to
I
show up.
like it.
Yeah,
I
just tell me
do
when to show
like
up.
that plan right there. That is fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have any good stories like that. I mean, I'm in a video from the block party last week or whenever that was, shaking Rizzo's hand. So it's a very
It's a good story.
oh great, freaking great. Yeah. Well, Mike, we will find this. I will find it, Mike, and I will personally, get that information to you. Don't worry. Don't you worry about that. We'll
You
figure it
got
out.
it. You got it. You got him, Ethan. Okay.
I
Okay.
got him. Take Heather. I got this. You got
Okay.
PowerPoints to do. I got sharing
I do.
photos to do. So All right. I think that's a good place to stop for now. I know you've got to get back to work, and I appreciate the time. We all do. We really appreciate everyone who has tuned in. Make sure you give us a like, subscribe, follow everything on the Fanatical Elves Network, part of Fans First Sports Network. Find us where you find all of your favorite podcasts on Spotify, Odyssey, so on, and the iTunes or whatever, the Apple Store, whatever you use.
Oh,
I don't know.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know what to call it anymore. But yeah, please stay tuned, and we will keep you updated. On our schedule. It's kind of touch and go here. It's during the summer. We're all doing things, family, travel, work, etc. But please keep in touch with all of us. Follow us on social for the best doggone podcast in the land. So Heather, thank you so much as always. And to everyone who tuned in and commented, thank you, Brad. Thank you, Mike. Really do appreciate it. So for Heather, I'm Ethan Greenberg, and you've been tuned in to the best doggone podcast in the land with Ethan and Heather here on the Fanatical Elves Network. Good night.